Hello, class. In this exercise, Malcolm Movers charges a base rate of $200 per move plus $150 per hour and $2 per mile. Write a program named Move Estimator that prompts a user for and accepts estimates for the number of hours in a job and the number of miles involved in the move. The program must display the total moving fee. All right, let's go ahead and create this program. Let's go to File, New, Project. It's going to be a console app. Click Next. We're going to name this Malcolm Movers. I think that's what they wanted me to name it. Move Estimator, sorry. Let's make it Move Estimator. Is it ER or OR? OR. Okay. Let's go ahead and click Next. Next. We have our Hello World. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to be using system dot, using static system.console. Let's create our class. So public class move estimator. Have our class body and public static void main. And let's get our main method and its body. Okay, so Malcolm Mover charges a base rate of $200 per move. So we're going to have a const double, and we're just going to call this the base. And the base is going to be $200 plus 150 per hour. So we're going to have another const double. We're going to call it hourly, and it was 150 per hour, and then $2 per mile. So we're going to have another const double, and we're going to call it something like miles or mileage. Let's do mileage. Okay, and that is going to be $2 per mile. Write a program named Move Estimator that prompts the user for and accepts estimates for the number of hours in a job. Okay, so we have to prompt our user for the number of hours and the number of miles. So let's go ahead and create a variable. We're going to call it a double. Since we're working with doubles, let's go ahead and keep doubles. We're going to have a double for the hours, and then we're going to have a double for the miles. And we're going to prompt our user with a write line. We're going to ask our user to enter the number of hours. And whatever they type in is going to be equal to hours. So hours equals convert dot to double. Actually, let's make this an integer, because I don't know about you guys, but if you use a moving company and you do any part of an hour, they charge you for the whole hour. And we're going to do the same thing with miles. We're going to change that to an integer. So instead of convert dot to double, we're going to convert dot to int 32, whatever's in the read line. And we're going to do another write line. We're going to ask our user to enter the number of miles. And then miles is going to equal convert dot to int 32, whatever's in the read line. Whatever the user types in, we're going to make it into usable mathematical data of a whole number instead of a number with a decimal point. And whenever you have a number with a decimal point, like a double or a float, and you're working with a whole number, C# is automatically going to change the answer to a double to accommodate, so don't worry about that. So there's a few other things we need to do. What do we need to do? We ask our user to enter in the miles. Now we need to do our processing. We need to do our mathematical computations. So we're going to have a double, and that double is, well, I like to put variables up here. Well, let's do it down here. That's fine. It doesn't matter. We're going to have a double, and we're going to use this double to figure out the hours times the hourly. And that is going to be the hour cost. I'm just going to call it hour cost. So hour cost is going to equal hourly multiplied by the hours. And then we're going to have a double, and we're going to call it the mile cost. And that's going to be the mileage multiplied by the miles. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go ahead and let our user know how much their move is going to cost. So we're also going to have another double, and we're going to call this double the total cost. So total cost is going to be the hour cost plus the mile cost plus the base cost, or just the base. So now we have our total cost. So now we can let our user know how much it's going to cost them. So we're going to do a write line, and we're going to say something like your move is going to cost you, do a $, placeholder, 0, close in the placeholder, go outside the double quotes, and we're going to put the total cost. And that should be it. If you want to do a little bit more, you could change it up something like, let's make it a little bit more informative for our user. So your move is going to cost you blank for the base. We're going to have another placeholder blank for the miles. Put a $sign in front of that for the miles. And blank, the 2, not miles, for the hours. Hours goes first. Hours. Blank for the miles. Making total. Then we're going to do $sign, and we're going to have another blank there, third placeholder, period. All right, so after the double quotes, the first thing we're looking for is the base. So I'm going to go ahead and type in base. Second thing we're looking for is the hourly cost. So hour cost is the next one. In our next blank, we're going to do the mileage cost. So mile cost. And then our last blank is going to be our total cost. So that's going to tell our user a lot more information. Let's go ahead and run this program. Enter the number of hours, let's do 10. The number of miles, let's do 100. Your move is going to cost you 200 for the base 1,500 for the hours, and 200 for the miles. I forgot the K. Making the total $1,900. Making. Okay, and this is how you would do this move estimator problem. I believe we got it all done. All right, let me know if you have any questions or issues, and we will see you in the next video. You guys have a great day.